Hey guys, I'm Adam from GeekRest.com, high energy, and this is Aaron from A Comic Show.
Hi, I'm Aaron.
And this is the 7th day comic book news recap video.
Yeah.
That I'll say, that's I gotta say that every video. But, you know, recapping the comic book news and everything, movie stuff. Green Lantern was the big industry shaking. Yeah, he's dropping names and logos.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. A couple weeks ago, Jeff Johns announced that he was going to be leaving the title, and
after 9 years.
After 9 years, that's about the length of your store being open.
Yeah. And he's taking all the writers with him, like the entire creative force.
Where are they going? Who knows? But the new creative team was announced last week for the 4 books and the addition of a new title. Exciting names too. The big one.
The big thing that was cool for me is I called Rob Venditti on Green Lantern like a week before it was announced, and I did a video on my YouTube channel, A Comic Show, that said from Johns to Venditti. Like that's exactly, like I didn't say like maybe, or like that was the title of it, and I clearly stated why Venditti would be a great Green Lantern writer, because he's a sci-fi guy all the way back from Surrogates, which is his first work. Yes, the movie wasn't that great, but his first work out of the gate got made into a freaking big budget, Bruce Willis movie.
Right.
And X-O-Manowar is essentially a well-done Green Lantern story. Like, the Vine is the crazy Guardians, and he's just kicking some ass.
Intergalactic hero, and yeah.
And I think he's going to kick ass. And I happened to have talked to him when he called me when it was announced. He's like, dude, people thought that I had leaked it to you, but he said this is an opportunity that comes once in like a decade, and he had to jump for it, and he's going to really kick some ass with it.
Yep.
And the other people on the book are
well, it's that John Falkoff is doing. He's doing 2 books. He's doing New Guardians and Red Lanterns.
Yeah, Joshua Hale Falkov. He
is awesome.
He has done horror really well before.
Red Lantern's perfect.
And Red Lantern's good for him, and that's great.
And then Justin Jordan.
Yeah, what's he doing?
He's doing what is he doing?
Is he doing New Guardians?
No, he's not doing New Guardians.
He's doing the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing New Guardians.
And in a way, it's like, okay, the core would be like this fit for him because he did the canceled violent books by DC, the war books like Team 7 and Deathstroke.
Right.
But, he's really great at ultra violence. He was with Luther Strode. And Kyle is this, ultra powerful nerd, essentially like Luther Strode, this artist that has this great power. Yep. Let's see what he got. Let's see what he can do.
And Falkoff is doing core, just to correct myself there. That was the name switch I mixed up.
Yeah, I mean I'm excited about that. I think that Falkoff's a great choice. He's done a lot of good indie stuff. His I, Vampire got canceled, but I mean, come on, it was horror vampires in the New 52, and it's just kind of like a lot of comic fans just are abrasive to vampires because of Twilight, and it's just how connected is it to the New 52 when it's like, it's like this.
But for those who like that, it was a strong book. It had its cult following.
I enjoyed it, and I liked his appearances in Justice League Dark, and I think Falkoff's a great writer he's done some good stuff with Spider-Man here and there, and now he's doing the Alpha Spider-Man book, and I think he's going to rock on that. And Comic Shop, we're going to have, and this is like June 5th when the issue 20 comes out of Green Lantern.
Right, you got
but
some time.
we'll have Venditti here to sign. He called up, said he's going to sign, and we're going to drive him up to Heroes Con that weekend. So, maybe you can come with us.
Ghost ride it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's ghost ride. And then, but that's cool. I just want to mention that I'm curious where the story's going to go as far as all these books are concerned. Because it's funny, we talked about this briefly on the Nerdy Show episode where DC kind of micromanages their talent sometimes, and Green Lantern is just huge. They got a built-in fan base.
Right.
Jeff Johns, wrote some of the best storylines, grounded it. I'm curious if these guys are going to be given free reign over some of the, I mean, clearly they're all going to work together, but how much is, like we said, maybe like Warner Brothers even, because it's a property title like Batman or Superman. Green Lantern is up there with Wonder Woman. Are they going to shape things for the next 10 years?
Johns wants Venditti to be able to have his own voice and his own thing with it, but obviously Johns has expanded the universe to a sense that they can't not incorporate all kinds of aspects of John's run. It was a decade-long run, but they're going to have their own specific, voice and and story and whatnot. So
yeah.
I'm excited about it, and you know, it's kind of necessary because Geoff Johns had this overarching, you know, 100+ issue plan, and he executes it. I mean, Wrath is really cool. I read the first couple issues, and the first Lantern is kind of like Dan DiDio. It's kind of like the reboot because, you know, he's going through Guy Gardner's past. It's like, oh, I'm going to change that, I'm going to change that, I'm going to change that. And then Guy's like, no, that's not how it happens. Like, it is now. I changed it. You know, it's like, I think it's John's commentary on the reboot.
It's a little art imitating life right there.
Yeah.
And one little mention also was the addition of Larfleeze getting his own title, the Green Lantern, you know, Orange Lantern guy. It's cool. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, do they have a plan in place? They're not going to cancel this after 8 issues,
right?
You know, make it work.
Well, here's the thing that didn't work about Threshold with the backup story of Larfleeze. One, you're paying $4 for a backup story of Larfleeze. Yeah. Two, Larfleeze would never share a book with anyone else. Why would he be the backup? He's like, mine. I think that should be their marketing as Larfleeze takes over Threshold.
It really should.
And he's like, mine.
Yeah.
And now the book is like, maybe it'll be Larfleeze with a backup of Threshold. I mean, we don't know yet, but still.
That's funny. That's a good pitch. DC, take note.
Right.
And another thing that DC announced was the Batman Superman team-up book, which is coming in June. Fantastic. Anything with those two heavyweights.
And one of the questions I saw right out of the gate is like, why would they cancel and reboot and then do it again? It's like, this is not in any way can be the same as it was before, because before it had all that continuity, all that backstory of the two characters and all their connecting characters and all the backstory of the whole DC universe. Yep. I mean, Superman Batman was launched as like this big screen summer blockbuster summing up the whole big old storylines of President Luthor and all that. Like, this is going to have to be a much more personal, character driven between the two. Like, yeah, it has to have threats big enough that it needs both of them, but it can't rely on like old continuity. Like, whoa, look at this reveal. Now it's this guy. Now it's that guy. You know. Right. So,
and the storyline is, you know, these guys are just meeting for the first time, so it's the early days. And Greg Pak is writing and Jay Lee's illustrating, but Pak has already been saying in the interviews, like, these guys are young, they're raw, it makes them more dangerous.
Right.
They're not as established as the characters you know yet, so there's going to be a lot, it's, you know.
And that's like the one good thing about the reboot was they have this 5-year playing field, you know, this 5-year thing that very little has been written. You got some in action and some in the original Justice League story.
Right.
But that's there for the picking.
Yeah, especially Morrison's Superman in the beginning. He was, you know.
And Pak, I mean, if this is going to have rotating creative teams like Superman did before, Tomasi, man, was, you know, he's off of Green Lantern Corps. I mean,
he's got nothing to do right now.
Throw him on the next arc of Superman Batman.
That'd be cool.
He could nail that. He's already done Batman very well. So. And then for that matter, give Geoff Johns a run on that. You know, give him a few issues. Give him a one-shot. Let him write the annual.
Yeah, it's an ongoing too. I mean, that's crazy. That's cool. New Batman, new Superman, and Jay Lee. I'm just super excited to see illustrate because he does some good, haunting, creepy. He can do Gotham.
Ozymandias was brilliantly drawn. I mean, it was just really beautiful. So that was before Watchmen. That one.
Yep.
That was worth getting just for the art. Really.
Yeah.
It was great.
So that's it. Coming in June. And Marvel also released this little teaser with nothing. It was absolute. The imagination is awful for this one, but it's just a Marvel logo on the top of the Dead,
right?
With a little, you know, zombie-esque styling.
And of the Dead, of course, is
George Romero's. Most likely.
Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead.
He
Mall
said
of the Dead.
he said several months ago that he's going to be working on a Marvel project with zombies. We don't know if this is it. They'll probably announce it this week, of course.
It'd be a great way to kind of refresh the Marvel Zombie sub-franchise.
Well, I think what they were hinting at is that it's not actually going to be like a Marvel zombie superhero book, but actually Marvel stepping into the foray of zombie genre.
Like a zombie outbreak in the 616 universe?
I don't know, maybe. Or just their own little... So Rick Grimes kills the Marvel universe is what we're getting. Who knows what's coming, but... something's coming.
I think that you're right that it's going to be Romero involvement
of the Dead.
Yeah, I mean, why would they do any more with Marvel Zombies without a big name creator? Like, it was launched with Kirkman launching it, so I mean, let's get someone else that's really, you know, known for the zombie, you know, whole, you know, subgenre or whatever it is of zombie. You know, like, I don't know what the genome phylus species or phylum of of genres is, but it's a subgenre of horror, I suppose.
There's
so, you know, he is the granddaddy or the big daddy or the, you know, voodoo daddy or whatnot of zombies. I mean, let's see what he can do. I mean, I know people will be interested in that.
Yeah, so stay tuned for more news on that this week. And in movie news, there was a lot going around, a lot of little things to pick up on. The one that we just want to gloss over as fast as we can, Megan Fox in the new Ninja Turtles movie. Michael Bay announced this, so this is confirmed, which, you know, they've had beef in the past, which is weird, but, well, she sells tickets, maybe. Megan Fox, April O'Neil.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to get Megan Fox on a movie without making her, you know, April O'Neil, because, I mean, she obviously has a big price tag. So
yeah.
But again, like for fans of Ninja Turtles, it was pretty much something that they say like,
another nail in the coffin. Pretty much.
So.
Kinda. I hate being a naysayer too. I usually leave that to the rest of the internet, but that's. I mean, you're not making it sweeter at all. Unless you want to retcon Casey Jones and make her that.
Yeah, female Casey Jones. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that works.
And she has like monkey thumbs and.
And another thing, much more exciting news to be excited about, Peter Dinklage being cast in X-Men Days of Future Past. Bryan Singer, director, announced it, confirmed it. Dinklage is awesome. Everyone knows him in Game of Thrones. And playing the main antagonist.
Yeah, so all you people thought it was going to be Puck right out the gate.
Everyone thought it was
I mean,
Puck.
Sure, he could play a good Puck, but what would Puck have to do with Days of Future Past?
Right.
I mean, you know, come on. So.
And the rumor is that he may be, what's his name, Bormar Trask, the guy who created the Sentinels.
And Sentinels are very heavy in Days of Future Past, so that would make a lot of sense. I think he could play arcade if we wanted to, like, pigeonhole them or stereotype them, or
you could,
you know, typecast
or they
them.
could just like piss off all the nerds on the internet and cast him as Cyclops or something.
That would be fun.
Just like get everyone raging. But
he's a great actor, and I think he'll pull off being a great antagonist for the X-Men.
He definitely adds a lot of weight to the film, I'd say. And also, what was it? Mark Miller, of all people, revealed that Matthew Vaughn is going to be producing the Fantastic Four reboot.
I thought he was producing it. Mark Miller.
He's going to have the
producer.
He's going to have the no-show executive producer title and all these things, I'm sure. But that's exciting because Matthew Vaughn, as you know, he directed the first X-Men, First Class, and you know he's doing Mark Miller's movie too. But it adds weight to the whole cohesive universe that 20th Century Fox is trying to do. They got their X-Men movies, they got their Fantastic Four reboot coming up. And they're now using the same people behind the scenes to produce it and oversee it. Mark Miller especially. That's why he was hired. And so far, they seem to be making good attempts. We haven't seen anything on the screen yet, but I mean,
Days of Future Past sounds great. You know, like that they picked that title and hopefully that storyline. And this, if it's really called FF, cool. Like, you know, let's keep it Future Foundation. Let's keep it, you know, fashion forward. Let's keep it, you know, the whole modern stuff done with FF. Let's get it modern and cool, like what we enjoy in the comics, and not just some slapstick version of their origin.
Nope. Don't want it. Leave it for Megan Fox to fill that void. No, don't want it. And that's pretty much it as far as the comic book news recap goes. The big thing, Green Lantern. Huge. Watch out for that. Be excited for it.
Yeah.
Be really excited.
Yeah, all will
These
be
are
well.
all good names.
All will be well.
Yeah, especially Vendetti. But that's it. Tune in next week. I'm Adam, Aaron, Facebook, Twitter as always, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.